Welcome everyone to UTA Planetarium's Weekly Night Sky. My name is Jim Bader and I'm going to be your guide through the sky this week. These videos are designed to help you identify and see what's up at night in the sky. Please feel free to follow along with the real sky, or if that's not an option, you can download an application similar to the one that we're using to make this video. I can recommend Stellarium. It's a great place to start because Stellarium's free, open source, and it's available for both computers and mobile devices. So whether you're using a laptop, a tablet, or a cell phone, you can still follow along. Look for the link in the description. For this episode of Weekly Night Sky, let's cover some of our favorite late winter or early spring stars, as they won't be up in the sky much longer. We can also talk about some cool binocular astronomy while we're at it. Now, here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we have quite a lot of lights on at night, and this can make seeing the stars pretty difficult. So, as always, our software is going to help simulate what our sky would actually look like. This means, if you can see it here in the video, chances are pretty good that you should be able to see it in your sky. It also means that if you're having a tough time seeing something in the video, you're likely going to struggle to see it in your backyard. In last week's video, we talked about how to find your way in the night sky. This week, we're going to start by looking towards the west. If you need help on how to find west, you can either check out last week's video or just use a smartphone and cheat. Looking westward, after the sun sets on April 3rd, around 9:30 p.m., we can see several bright stars up in the sky. But the brightest of these objects in particular is actually not a star. It's the planet Venus. Venus is the third brightest thing in the sky. It's only trailing behind the sun and the moon. On this night, we also get a really cool conjunction in the sky. Now, conjunctions are really just when you have two objects in the sky that come fairly close together. Right now, Venus is almost directly on top of a group of stars that we call the Pleiades. It'll be pretty difficult to see this in our backyard, really just because Venus is extremely bright in the sky. However, if you are fortunate enough to have a simple pair of binoculars, you should have no problem seeing them both. Now, the Pleiades, also affectionately known as the Seven Sisters, is not a standalone constellation, but it's part of a greater constellation. Looking just to the left of Venus and up a bit, you should see this bright reddish colored star. This star, called Aldebaran, represents the eye of the Bull Taurus. This star, along with the V-shape that it's a part of, make up the face of the bull. This V-shape also gets its own name. We call it the Hyades. While the Pleiades makes up the back of the bull, the Hyades makes up the face. Both objects are extremely popular binocular objects. Even with a cheap pair of binoculars, looking at these two areas of the sky will show you a tremendous number of stars. Within heavily light-polluted areas like the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, for example, a pair of binoculars can take you a long way. In astronomy, we refer to both the Pleiades and the Hyades as open clusters. These are areas in space where there are hundreds or more stars that are loosely gravitationally bound to one another. The Pleiades, for example, is a group of very young and extremely hot stars, while the Hyades is a little older, but it's actually the closest known open cluster to us, and because of that, probably the best studied. Fun fact, in Japan, the Pleiades is known as Subaru. We hope you enjoyed this week's Weekly Night Sky. Don't forget to check back every Friday for more videos.